Yo, 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 it's your boy One Deep 215 back with another video. Today, we going to talk about these dudes out here, right? Because it's something going around like, who's winning? Is the married men winning? Is the men in relationships, just regular everyday relationships, winning? Or is the single men, are they the big winners in all this? Well, if I had to keep it real, I believe single men are winning right now. And here's why. Single men are winning just because of the peace aspect on its own. The peace that single men are getting right now trumps any other thing that I might regurgitate in this video, believe it or not. We all know as men, peace is a thing. People shun it. Women shun it. Women, laugh upon it. But it's a thing to us real men. If you know, you know. So, in these times that we living in now, peace is like the goal. Because this world is so hard as it is. Whether it's financially, whether it's just dealing with difficult things that you got to deal with, being a regular, everyday, common man, working man, blue collar, whatever you want to call it. Crime is at an all-time high. So when you can have peace, whether you with somebody or not, if you're not with nobody, you definitely, you're going to get peace no matter what. So I got to put that at the forefront. These single men are living peaceful lives. Now, if they got other loose strings hanging around or bad juju floating around them, that's neither here nor there. Obviously, that's not going to bring you peace. But the men that, keep their peace bottled in and they keep themselves locked tight, sealed, and they carry themselves right, they going to have peace no matter what. These men that's married and in relationships, I'm not going to say they don't have peace. It's all about the person you're with. Obviously, this don't go to every single relationship. Above we being transparent and real, if you're with nobody, you make your own peace. Nobody can take peace from you because you're your own entity. You're not with anybody. So there's no, oh man, I got to worry about what type of day she having. Is she going to be the good version of herself or the bad version of herself? Is she going through her menstrual? And don't get me wrong, a lot of these things is natural. I'm not saying a woman having a menstrual cycle is the end all be all. Before y'all start hitting, that's a natural thing. We can't help. I get it. But I'm just stating facts and I'm being as clear as I can be. You get different versions of women. We all know that. They are very emotional. So one day, we don't expect women to walk around smiling all the time and happy-go-lucky, but women do go through. It's almost like they got a roller coaster of emotion. They could be happy one day, and the next day you don't even recognize them. You like, oh man, what happened that quick? So a lot of single men is winning on that aspect alone because their mental health is in order on that landscape at least. Because they don't have to deal with a bunch of personalities. They don't. And they live in peacefully. They at their own pace. A lot of these men is living at their own pace because they're single. They not worried about, oh, what's she doing? Do she want to go? Is she going to ask me to go? And these might be nitpicky things because we all men at the end of the day, and when you're in a relationship, things of that nature is going to come up, but we know it could be very tedious. It could be very overzealous. It could be very stressful. So I'm not saying all these things in a vacuum is a reason why men want to be single. It's not that simple. It's not. It's a lot of things why a lot of men are single. So let's not overanalyze every little thing I say. But my men know. These men are. The single men are at their own pace. They're just doing them. They coming and going as they please. They ain't worried about it. Another thing, I had to go there, but another reason why a lot of single men are winning right now is because They don't have to worry about the infidelity. Now, cheating, infidelity could be on both spectrums. Women have to worry about men as well. Women have to worry about men being cheaters. I'm not saying only men have to worry. But right now is at an all-time high with these women. I think we all can agree with that. Women are cheating at a higher clip than they ever did. They just are. People want to sit there and psychoanalyze that. Like, no, it's not really that. It just seemed that way. It is a fact that women are cheating more now. So my single men don't have to worry about that. They're not sitting there worried about, man, I hope this chick's staying real. You know, I hope she on her joint. I hope she on the up and up. They not worried about that because they don't have nobody to worry about that about, if that makes sense. We got a phrase as men, and y'all know, I'm sure y'all know it. And we say it whether we in relationships or not, but for the most part when we not in relationships because it holds more value. And that is, I'd rather be the guy you cheat with and not the guy you cheat on. And that is so true. That is so true. Because what happens is, a lot of these women, they cheat, they just outright, women are liars for the most part. So would you put a liar beyond being a cheater? No. So if a woman could lie, she could cheat. If a woman could cheat, she could lie. And so on and so forth. So men are sitting back seeing this because we see it. We see the married women, the women in these long relationships or just in relationships as a whole could know the guy and everything, and not know the guy, but seen the guy and everything. And these women gravitate towards us. Why you think that we know women are cheating at an all-time high? Why? Because we are the beneficiaries of it. I said this in another video. Women that we know in full-blown relationships or full-blown married, they flirt with us. And it ain't just flirting, because people will say, well, flirting is flirting. Everybody's a flirt a little bit. There's always an excuse. But we talk about beyond flirting. We talk about hooking up, setting stuff up, wanting to meet here. Let's go to this telly. I think this place we could meet at. Meet me in this parking lot behind this store. We know it. We know all the things. So it's like, stop it. Stop with the, oh, no, it's just... Women are just more confident. They make excuses for they lies and they deceit. So single men is winning on that aspect because it's like, hence the phrase, I'd rather be the man you cheat with than the man that you cheat on. Speaks so much truth because it is a real thing. These single men ain't worried about that. Now, should single men be out here messing with married women and women that's in these relationships? No, I don't really condone that. But at the end of the day, I got to call a spade. They still winning. They not worried about these things that a lot of married men and guys in these relationships, these long-term relationships, or just relationships in general, are worried about. They have their solace and their mental health intact. When it come on that aspect, I'm sure it could be other things. It could be other things that's in their life that they going through, trials, tribulations, financial problems. All those things come because life is life. But we talk about in the relationship point of view. They're not going through the ringer like a lot of men. And this ain't all men. I know men that's in good relationships. They woman holding them down and he holding her down. They women not giving them a whole bunch of nagging and complaining. That's another thing. These men ain't having to hear all the nagging and the complaints and the drama that comes with being in a relationship. It just does. It just does. When you in a relationship, for the most part, with certain women, depending on how you carry it as a man and what you going for and what you willing to deal with, these women are bringing drama. And it might not be physical harm or physical drama, but it's usually some stuff that you don't have nothing to do with, that you don't know nothing about, and you like, huh? Now I gotta hear this shit. Now I gotta, and that's not the end all be all, but it's something. Some men don't want to hear none of that. Some men don't want to deal with none of that. So it's like, These single men out here is living their best life. They chilling. Now, people going to misconstrue what I'm saying with, oh, because single men get to be whores, that's why they women? No. That's why they winning, because they get to run around and be pimps and all that? No, we're not talking about that. Because at the end of the day, we gentlemen. You know? I preach being a gentleman and being the best version of yourself. Not a gigolo, not a pimp, not a whore, none of them things. So that's not it. But when people hear things like that coming from a man, they think, yeah, because all men want to have their cake and eat it too, so they rather not be with it. It ain't that simple, because at the end of the day, if you put true serum in a bunch of men, they would rather be with somebody. They like, if you put true serum in us, and I say 80, 90% of men want to be with somebody and want to form a union and be with that one person. But it's like, the pickings is slim. So they falling back. They like, this is what I got to choose from? Yeah, it look nice aesthetically, but I see how they carry it. I see how entitled this woman is acting. I see how she think her stuff don't stay. I see how she thinks she's the end all be all. And it's all about this superficial, materialistic stuff. They don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with that. Women swear it's all about looks, and it's not. And they slowly seeing that, because a lot of men ain't going for it. They just not. So you think on that aspect, and yeah. Also, a lot of men that's single right now, they went and just based behind the fact that they have that it's like a mental block to the nonsense. When you're in a relationship, you kind of used to like taking things on. And us as men, we thrive off that. We're builders for one, and we problem solvers. We are. It's just in us. Don't matter what type of walk of life you're from, what age, race, background. We are builders, and we fix things. We fix problems a lot of the times. But when you single, it's like you got more of a stoic glow to you. You know, a lot of women can tell when you're in a relationship just by how you carry yourself. Not saying you carry yourself sloppy or nasty or whatever, but just like we say women got a look to them. You can tell when a woman with somebody. You could definitely tell when a man is in. You could damn near count off the years. Like he looked like he been with somebody. He probably been with somebody for about 8 years. I see it. He got that look in his eye. Or he looked like he been in a 6-year relationship or 2 years or what have you. Single men have a different glow about them. It's like, there's an essence, it's an allure, it's whatever you want to call it. So they went in on that aspect. It ain't even about looking like GQ or having a chiseled body. It's something about the glow. It's something about the glow. So they winning. They're winning, and they're the ones that's, you know, certain men do have nice relationships. Them and they women gotta understand. So this ain't to shun anybody that's in a relationship, because I know a lot of my subs are in current relationships. Y'all not all single. Let's keep it a buck. So I'm not shunning y'all by saying, since you're in a relationship, you're nothing. We're not doing it. But what we are doing is being real, and we being transparent. And who's winning right now? The single men. They just are. They don't have to deal with the pressure and the BS of dealing with a modern woman. They don't. It could be a lot of pressure. And I'm sure women, my woman subscribers going to say that's sassy. Let's call it pressure being with a woman. It is. When you dealing with a woman, there is a amount of pressure. It's all about how much pressure you can deal with. And being with a man, vice versa, is some pressure. This ain't all one-sided. I'm just keeping it real. That whole happy wife, happy life crap, because it's crap. Let me tell y'all something. That happy wife, happy life stuff is BS. You move how you move. You got a program. If she ain't with it, then you know she ain't for you. Now, if you making these crazy, barbarian demands, and like you just a person that's hard to please, you're the problem. Let me be real, because some men that's just obviously hard to deal with. There's a such thing as that. But if you know you're logical, you're rational, and you like, I'm just on the surface, I'm just asking for things that should just come just because of the type of man I am. Then all that happy wife where you gotta walk on eggshells and jump through hoops, it ain't worth it, bro. Happy wife, happy life is a slogan that our fathers told us where they failed us. They failed us on that because ain't no happy wife, happy life. You dish what you put out. You obviously don't want nobody doing something to you that you don't want done to them or whatever the case may be. So it's like, if you on the up and up and you just having you giving your woman sound instruction, there's no reason for you to have to walk on eggshells and jump through hoops for a woman to be happy. I'm sorry, and I'll get into that in another video, but I ain't even going to expound on that because I can write a book on that. It don't work like that. And I'm not acting like I know women through and through, but I know women pretty well. You don't have to do all that for a woman to be happy. Is you going to go through ups and downs? Yes. The moral of this video is the single men are winning. The single men, like, it's clear. I'm talking about clear-cut winners. It ain't a close race. It's none of that. The single men are winning because they reaping the benefits that the men that's in relationships and the married men aren't getting, and they don't have to do bare minimum. They have to do the bare minimum for it. It's wild, but it's true. It's wild, but it's true. They don't have to do the things like put on 8 jackets, be a woman's counselor, therapist, life coach, financial advisor, massage therapist, employment guru, counselor, physician. They not doing all that. Mind you, women only gotta be one thing for us for the most part. Our women. And the things that a woman should do, that's what we want them to do. With a lot of these women, they want you to be all these professions. You gotta have a PhD in something to deal with a lot of these women. It gotta be real. Gotta be real. These single men ain't dealing with that. It's a quick conversation about what time you gonna be here, or where you gonna link up at that one, at the joint we was at last. All right, cool. And right to the business, if they carrying it right. And like I said, I'm not preaching be a pimp or a gigolo or none of that. Whatever you do responsibly. But it's all about how you carry and how you move. And if you know, you know. And it ain't hard to figure out. At the end of the day, let's wake up. Let's be the best versions of ourselves and know what we doing and know where we going. And know who we putting around us. I'm out.